Okay, guys, welcome back to Torpedoes and Tarantulas. Once again, I am Jeff. This is the second part of the rehouse video that I'm doing today. This was one that I promised in my last video, my tarantula collection quotations feeding video that did not work out very well. I also mentioned that I was going to be doing some, other videos, one of them being a rehouse. The rehouse created two rehouses, and this is said second rehouse. So here we go, guys. This is the enclosure for my Brachypelma auratum. Many of you may recognize it as Augie's former enclosure, which is now going to be my B. auratum's enclosure. And before any of you leave any ugly comments about tarantula husbandry and the fact that maybe this enclosure is a bit too large for it, keep in mind this is a very temporary enclosure until I get it a permanent home. The one that it is in is just a little bit too small for it now, so we just have to rehouse it for the time being. So save the comments, guys. Let me get set up and let's do a rehouse. Okay, guys, there is my B. auratum right there at the top of its enclosure. Lately, it normally does not hang around there, so it knows that something is going on, and it's quite curious. That's one thing that I have been liking about this B. auratum, is that it is curious. That's how I ended up handling it a couple of times, because when I would take the top off the enclosure for more than 10 seconds or so, it would begin to climb and just wander out of its enclosure. So as you can see, I have both enclosures set up next to each other, and since it is already so anxious, ideally what we're going to do here is take the top off of its enclosure and just shoo it over into the other one. And I think I will move it over here to where that one plant is a little bit higher there, and it'll have a foothold as it walks over. So hopefully this will be easy. Here goes, guys. Let me change the angle here so that we can get a better view of the auratum as it comes out of its enclosure. Oh, it turned around and got a hold of the paintbrush. And I've never had that happen, and I just want to go ahead and say right now that I don't think that was a defensive response. That was a feed response. This thing has been quite voracious in its appetite since it molted the last time. I told you that the first post-molt feeding, I only got 2 of them on camera, but it ended up eating 4 roaches that day. Then it went a week without eating again, and I fed it last night, and I only gave it 1 pretty good sized roach. So we may have a feeding at the end of this video here, guys. First, let's get it in its new home. The spider has been quite docile as well, as most of mine have. If anything, they're skittish. I don't experience much defensiveness out of my tarantulas, but there we go, guys. Very quick, very easy. We now have my Brachypelma auratum in his new home. And of course he wants to go for a walk, and I have to stop him. Normally, I would just leave my hand out here and he would crawl right on there like he's trying to do now. There we go. If I weren't videoing, guys, I probably would have let him come out onto my hand for a little while. Again, I don't encourage handling, but if you know how to do it, I think it's okay to do sometimes. But, opinions differ on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. There is my Brachypelma auratum making his way around the enclosure, and he's going to try to come back up again. Okay, guys, I've got to get him back down and get the lid on this thing. He is very uptight and uncomfortable since he's in a new environment. We're going to let him settle in, and I will come back, give you guys a feeding and an update on my Black Widow slings. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the rehouse of my Brachypelma auratum. Also, guys, just wanted to mention this thing does not have a name yet. I say thing. This tarantula does not have a name yet, so if you guys have suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. We keep it unisex or maybe male for now, because through ventral sexing, which I'm not super experienced at, I suspect that this is a male, and he is quite stubborn right now. I just got to get him down in there and let him settle in, and we'll put a big cricket or roach or something in for him. Sorry about the camera angle, guys. I was concentrating more on the tarantula there. Anything. There he is, back in his home. We're going to get the lid on this thing, and then we'll come back in a little while and feed him.